Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! My name is Jeff. My man.
Whatever happened to Edwin? Is he still alive? Or?
Last I checked, but I haven't checked in a while.
Nobody's got AIDS.
Especially Edwin.
Everything's like on slow-mo today. Our StreamYard didn't want to work. I can't press buttons properly. Mikey's trying to tell me things and sound effects are going off.
We're talking and it was bang, 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 these nuts.
There we go. First Creed frame already.
Yeah. And the video's already stopped. Why is the video stopping?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Throwback Thursday to throwback to all of our problems. Apparently. Oh, look at this guy in the middle. He's got itching problem.
Back scratcher, back scratcher.
So he's got an area code on his arm.
Oh.
The 951, brother. So Throwback Thursday. I know it's an original concept, but we decided we would roll with it.
Yep.
Why not? Judge Webster, we ain't been and watched any Judge Webster probably since the last time this video was recorded.
Probably the last time I watched Webster on TV. Wow.
Emmanuel Lewis's greatest hit and only hit.
Right.
So we're gonna. That's a high dollar back scratcher, by the way.
That's a nice looking back scratcher. He might have a very itchy back. I mean, then it's worth investigating.
Sallyport's looking for rain. Look how he's got his hand out. Is it raining yet? No.
Oh, I thought he was asking for a tip or something.
Just the tip, baby. If you're first time joining us, when we do our live ones like this, these are typically reaction videos, commentary between myself and, of course, Credence. Good to see everybody join us. We're waiting for Judge Webster to get here, by the way.
Alan Caldwell. Very handsome.
Look at the humble brag of the reflection of the chandelier in the home. Nancy, how are you?
I like your books much better than his. Behind.
The books are a throwback, too.
Mm-hmm.
His books definitely don't smell as musty as mine.
Well, we got a second. Waiting on old Judge. We have changed things up slightly for today because today is actually my Friday. Even though it's your Thursday, it is my Friday. I'm not going to be around tomorrow, so we figured we would change it. Hi, Gary. The Kietch.
Gary, where are you?
The main channel, members only, that we usually do on Friday is going to be today at 5:30. Oh God. Did he get what? He's looking at it.
Jeez.
Oh, that was deep. I think he felt that in his brain. Oh, going back for more.
It must be one of those really hard ones that like gets to the side. You got to pull it and you're like pulling nose hairs and everything else with it.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't have a tool for that.
Nose pecan, nose pecan.
Gary getting us started with 2 bones. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Now he's scratching his head with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could double as one of those, like a shoehorn.
Ooh. It looks really high dollar. I mean, I haven't priced back scratcher, head scratchers as of late, but that one looks very pricey.
Last time I saw one was in one of those Brookstone catalogs.
Humble brag.
Or Harriet Carter. I don't remember one of those.
Oh, another humble brag.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Thank you for the reminder. Please like, subscribe, notifications on. Feel free to pick your nose at your leisure.
Ooh, he went with the pinky this time.
I'm pretty sure he went for about 3 or 4 because I saw him flick a couple off to the side there. Judge is late like us, maybe equipment failures like we just had.
Or maybe she's finishing lunch or getting rid of lunch.
Oh,
either or.
Getting rid of lunch. Wow, now cracking necks.
This guy's getting everything done.
Sally Port, welcome. I see you. Thank you for not picking your nose, by the way.
So report, thank you. That's the video, not us. It's doing its own thing, apparently. Oh, there we are.
Darren's here.
Hey, Judge. Good to see you, Judge.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
Mr. Patterson, you said you want to take up the folks at the jail, and who do you want to take up first?
Judge, I believe the person sitting there is Jesse Greenwell. And I believe that's a payer of peer.
Is that right, are you Mr. Greenwell?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record in 2022 TR 1381,
Yeah.
State of Kansas versus Jesse Taylor Greenwell, with the state appearing by and through Assistant County Attorney
Damn, he's itchy.
Jared Regier.
He's got the
Mr.
pops.
Greenwell appearing in person.
Leather and Lashes appearing in person as well.
And
Cheers.
pro se, Mr. Patterson had been his attorney previously, but Mr. Patterson was allowed to withdraw December 12th, 2022, at which time the defendant was convicted.
Never bad. Never good when
and
your lawyer pulls out, right,
sentenced.
Nancy?
He had a $100 fine and court costs, a 90-day to pay, and 120 days jail underlined to run concurrent with case number 2022 CR 158, defendant getting credit for time served. So, Mr. Greenwell, are you still serving the time on 2022 CR 158?
No, I already served that.
Oh, well.
Then why are you still sitting in jail?
Because got another case.
On what? Another case?
Yeah.
Okay, but not this case. Okay. All right. So why have you not paid anything on your fines and costs?
Big yawn there from Alan.
I was only out for like two weeks.
Oh.
I didn't have time to do anything.
I committed a crime before I could make any
There
money.
was
Your
no
Honor.
90 days. 90 days and 90 days is 14 days.
Whoa. Easy.
Okay.
If you could please continue the matter. Give
Too
me
many
some
numbers.
more time and I will pay it when I get out.
Okay.
Mr. Patterson, can I reappoint you to this case to help him figure out whether he's maxed his time on this or whether he hasn't, and what we need to do?
Do we know if he's in jail on this case or some other case?
I understand he's not in jail on this case. He allegedly committed a new offense 14 days after he was out on this one.
Happens.
So I don't know how much time. Maybe I just need to have the jail just tell me how much time he served on this, and let him just. What I'm wondering is, does he want to try to max this sentence out with cost to collections? And Mr. Regier, I'm sure going to hear from you on this. But
Tough.
And Judge, I am looking at the jail sheet. It does show that he went in on January 15.
Miss K.
on a new case.
Hey.
That's when he was admitted into.
My favorite part so far is I didn't have time to get anything done, make any money. You know, I was only out for 2 weeks, but yet he caught another charge.
14 days. I mean,
So,
he's 14 days, and then he brought up 90 days, and he feels like he's already done time, and things were so good with him. His lawyer just up and quit on him, and now they're trying to reappoint the same lawyer that he had the first time. Can you do that after he's done quit you once? I mean, it's like, take me back, please.
I don't know. Looks
Please
like
take
they're
me back.
trying.
The jail
Alan-
for booking.
Alan's dying over
January
there.
15.
But which case?
Your Honor,
That-
if I may jump in really briefly.
That was before you do. That was 3 days after this case was over. 3 days after he was sentenced. Okay, jump in there, Mr. Regier.
Thank you.
Alan
Well,
says
I'm
thank you.
showing on
So do I.
23 CR 019. It looks like this defendant had our first appearance hearing in front of Judge Sanders.
Look.
Mr. Watts appears to have been
Oh my
appointed, and the
God.
matter was continued
Balls
to March
I mean,
27th.
that's another level.
That
itchiness.
okay. All right. There's itching, and then there is I'm gonna hike my shirt up and I'm gonna really dig in there. I mean, that's rib. I mean, look at his face. I mean, that's some intense rib scratching. He may even have got the pit.
I'm pretty sure he got into the pit. Yeah.
Appointed, and then the matter was continued to March 27th before Judge Crum for a preliminary control hearing.
So, I'm sorry, I'm not
That's not,
laughing.
that's not. the
I'm not
same.
laughing at your case. Someone just caught my attention.
It's not the same thing. I've already served 4 months on the case.
Okay, so you're in jail on
broke
She's not
the
even gonna say.
judge.
I mean, she's
He
gonna
broke the
allude to it.
judge. He broke her.
I can't believe she didn't just like say something to him. Like, let's just slow it down here.
She laughed. She
Yes,
laughed.
she did.
And the other guy thought it was about him, so he's all
Yeah.
offended all of a sudden. She's cracking up about the other
cases.
guy.
No,
No,
I'm
strike
not in
that. No.
I'm not in jail for this
Right.
case anymore. Well,
Okay.
what I'm here for now is felony period.
Okay, so, and that was 23 CR what, Mr. Regier?
019, Your Honor.
01019. All right, and that, you were booked in January 15th for that? And that's a felony, and you have Mr. Watts. Do you agree with that, Mr. Greenwell? Mr. Greenwell, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay,
Anybody
so
home up there?
we're here today in my docket, 2022 TR 1381, for which you were sentenced December 12th, 2022, and you were ordered to pay, let's see, $208, and you told me you could get that paid by today. So we set this for a pay or appear today. You either had to have it paid or reappear and explain to me why you didn't. And you're here telling me the reason you didn't is because 3 days after I sentenced you, you went back into jail on a felony or felonies in 23 CR 19. Is that your reason why you didn't pay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, but you didn't have time to get out and make the money to pay it.
No.
I mean, I'm asking you, is that, am I understanding you correctly? That's your answer for why you didn't pay, is you went back into jail too soon?
Yes, that's why.
Okay, and you're not sitting in jail right now on my 22 TR 1381 case that we're here today for?
No.
Okay.
Thank
And then that other case back in December that I ran this concurrently to, the 22 CR 158, you've already maxed your sentence out on that? Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So how does the state recommend we proceed? There are several things we can do. We can just have him max his sentence on this and turn this over to collections, or we can grant the continuance that Mr. Greenwell is asking for. Apparently you think, Mr. Greenwell, you can get out sometime before that next date and get this paid off?
Yes, Your Honor.
You think that there's employment waiting for you and you'll get that employment?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Regier, the state's recommendations.
Your Honor, the state might recommend respectfully that this case be sent to collections. One thing I had neglected to mention is in the other case, 23 CR 019. My notes indicate that bond has been set at 10,000 cash or surety. Under those circumstances, it might be more appropriate to send this particular case to collections, but if the court is willing to continue this another time, I will, of course, defer by whichever avenue the court wishes to pursue.
I just wonder if we have any statistics on how much credit he has in this case. I had ordered that he get credit, and maybe if we look at the journal entry, it can tell us what his credit for time served is.
I've already flattened the other line out.
Well, let's double check. Let's look in your journal entry, because you wouldn't have any credit coming on what you've served at this point. So, Mr. Regier, if you want to look at that journal entry that was filed January 18th, count one, he was given 120 days, and he was awarded 52 days. So do you agree with that, Mr. Regier? Out of the 122, he's only served the original 52 that he was given?
Your Honor, the journal entry does state for count one, quote, 120 days jail. And further along, the journal entry does state, quote, the defendant has been awarded 52 days of jail time credit towards jail sentence.
And he went back in 3 days later, but I don't believe he should be entitled to any credit since he went back in on another case that
I've already done the 4 months on all of this.
How do you figure that?
What do you mean? How do I figure that?
All right, well, you told me that you went in on January 15th on a felony case that had nothing to do with this case.
No, I'd had 120 days in before I got out on the January.
It said, "Oh, I'm scratchy." Okay, I had to look at that for a second.
These are all the critters down here. That's a scratcher. That's his beautiful pepperoni nipple, hairy armpit, and bottom of his chin.
Yeah, a true artiste, I tell you.
And in January,
I'd
already done 2 months waiting to get probation, and then I sat another 2 months waiting for you guys to just throw my probation and everything out and give my underline 120 days.
Yeah, the right around.
Well,
My attorney, and you can check up here with the jail and everything. I've already done it all.
okay, well, when you
I
were
don't know what you're reading
sentenced,
there. 152 days. I didn't do no month and a half.
okay, sir, when you were sentenced back in December 12th, the court found that you'd served 52 days on this case. Any other time you'd served went towards that other case, that other misdemeanor case. And
No, you guys ran all of it concurrent 120 days.
I ran anything in the future concurrent, but I gave you 52 days credit. So you have 52 days.
I don't want to talk about none of this. You have to talk about that with my attorney. They wouldn't have released me from the jail if I wouldn't have had it served.
Well, the reason
I would have still been in jail. I wouldn't have got out of jail if I didn't serve the whole time.
The reason I let you out of jail on December 12th was because I granted you probation.
You didn't let me out of jail, okay?
Oh, I didn't let you out of jail?
No.
Yes, I did. Who do you think let you out of jail? I let you out of jail on probation against your future sentence, the rest of your sentence. I gave you credit for the 52 days you'd served.
You didn't let me out of jail. You guys revoked my probation, and I served the rest of the time.
Okay,
I didn't get out until January.
Okay, sir, what I need to do is reappoint Mr. Patterson so he can help you understand this. December 12th.
I don't think Patterson wants to come back.
Am I saying
there he
that
is.
right? Is it December or January?
I'd be high.
Your Honor, the journal entry that said everything out in this case does appear to come from a hearing on December 12th.
Okay, December 12th.
You think somebody told that
The
attorney
journal
at the bottom that was his
entry
good side?
December 12th. He was sent.
Yeah, the way he said he's like, I think so though. Yeah, I think he looks perfect. Another thing I want to point out too, because only one person has mentioned it in the chat. Judge Webster's Dolce & Gabbana beautiful glasses. she does keep flexing every time she turns to the side. You can see the.
Oh, well.
Listen, that doesn't stand for Dollar General, y'all.
It's a humble brag if I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need a fresh Mountain Dew. I'll be right back.
Sentenced to 120 days in jail.
They wouldn't have let me out of jail if I hadn't served 120 days in jail.
120 days
I'm not going to
jail
argue about you about this.
with 52 days of credit for time served,
You're still arguing with me about it.
with a balance of 68 days left to serve, for which I released the defendant on probation. Now that is what the journal
Extra
entry reflects,
classy.
correct, Mr. Regier?
No, they didn't let me out on probation.
All right, Mr. Patterson, do you want some time to work through this with him, or do you want to take some time with him today and try to pick up where we left off? I let you off the case when we sentenced him, but it sounds like we need you back on it.
Judge, I would need to get the jail calculation that would include the time that he served actually on the case he's before the court on today.
Right, and that's what we're arguing about. The case he's on today is a pay or appear for the case he was sentenced with you as his attorney on December 12th.
Yes. So if the court would want to set it over for a short time and I could get the records of how much he served on 22 TR.
I'm telling you, Mr. Patterson, they wouldn't have let me out in January if I hadn't served all my time.
Okay, well, let's get
I
the
would still
records.
be sitting in jail and they wouldn't let me out.
Let's get the records and I'll meet with you and talk about it.
So how much time would you recommend?
30 days, Judge.
30 days?
Sounds like he'll be in there until then anyway on his other case.
All right, let's set this over to May 8th.
He's not too
It's
happy
not
about
30
that.
days. It's the most practical is when I'll have time for a contested hearing. May 8th you want him to appear at 8 or 9?
8 o'clock, please.
8 a.m. So, Ms. Savannah, if you'll set this over to May 8th at 8 a.m.
Watch away until he starts arguing. Then he's a little bit faster.
Where did the defendant go?
Real slow.
What's going on at the Butler County Detention Facility?
What's going on? What's going on with you? They wouldn't let me out of jail if I got my freaking 120 days, sir. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay? You need to go back on your little computer there and find out what you're talking about, because I already served all my time on it. Okay? That's the only reason why I'm here today is to pay or appear for the fines that they gave me on that case.
All right, well, you now have counsel, so I'm going to address you through your counsel at this point. But I just wondered where I was making notes. I looked up and someone else was there. Did you excuse yourself or what happened there? Where did you go?
Did I excuse myself? No, I don't need to sit here for 3-4 hours for you to tell me something I done heard fucking 6 or 7 times already in the past 2 years.
All right, that was contemptuous language. Make sure you don't do it again or you're going to be looking at some more jail time for contempt.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
I'll excuse you even though
He's out.
Judge, I
you
think,
don't deserve the excuse being in
He's
contempt.
gone, Judge.
Judge, I think
Just keep
the
seeing
last,
people pop up on my screen. Okay.
Mr. Ferris is the last case we have there, Judge.
All right.
Wow. F-bombed the judge and walks away.
On the Greenwell case, it would appear that the court is not making a finding of contempt at this time.
What? Why not?
I'm going to give him a break today.
Dang.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She got laid last night.
Did you need Mr. Ferris back, Mr. Patterson?
We do need a court hearing on him, yes. Aaron Patterson appear on behalf of Alan Cadell. Mr. Cadell does appear via Zoom audio visual. Judge, I would announce at this time, Mr. Cadell is going to enter a plea of guilty to count 1, possession of marijuana. States agreed to dismiss count 2.
And that's your agreement, Mr. Regier?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cadell, then how do you plead to count 1, possession of marijuana?
Itchy.
I plead guilty.
And
Plead
can
itchy, Your Honor.
you enter this plea today by any kind of threats or promises other than your plea agreement?
No, Your Honor.
And do you understand that?
Great job. Now you've screwed Jay down there up because now he's just sitting straight. looking at you now that you mentioned it.
Soulless Jay.
This
We're
plea,
here.
you are giving up your right to a trial as well as your right to appeal conviction.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, now the state says you possessed marijuana on June 21st of 2022 in Butler
Maybe.
County, Kansas. Is that what you're pleading guilty to?
Yes, Your Honor.
And where were you when you possessed this marijuana?
I was in the back of someone's vehicle that she ended up taking us on a high-speed chase, and she wouldn't let us out.
Oh,
Okay, and where were you in the vehicle when the chase started?
I was in the back
Getting high as hell.
behind the driver.
back.
And where was the marijuana?
It was in my sock.
Okay,
So it was
And-
clearly mine. It was clearly mine. It was clearly on me.
That's soccer.
You know, I take responsibility for it.
okay.
Also too, my girlfriend, she was in the car with us, but they're trying to hit her with possession of marijuana, but she didn't have it on her. It was mine.
He's taking the fall, Creed.
Okay,
So I just want to get that cleared up because she has court coming up too. So I just want to get that cleared up so that way she don't get hit with the same charges that I'm pleading guilty to.
I see. Okay, but you clearly had marijuana in your sock and you knew it was there.
Yes. I clearly knew it was there and it was mine.
And it was June 21st,
Was it my sock?
2022.
Yeah, I
My
believe
sock.
somewhere around there. Yeah.
Okay, now I need jurisdiction here. So you were in Butler County. Where were you in Butler County when this where was the car in Butler County when the high-speed chase started?
It actually started in Sedgwick. It started in Sedgwick County. We ended in Butler County.
Okay,
I don't quite remember where it ended or whatnot, but all I know is it ended in Butler County. We had no tires left on the vehicle.
Okay,
Damn.
so,
Any footage of this?
Your Honor, if I
That's
may.
a hell of a chase.
Pursuant to the affidavit, paragraph 5, quote, at 02:44 hours, deputies were able to get the Trailblazer stopped in the area of West High Street and North Olive Street, Leon, Butler County, Kansas.
in Leon, Butler County?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that was a long, high-speed chase, wasn't it?
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know what I mean? Like she wouldn't let us out the vehicle.
Okay. Well, for purposes of this plea, though, you were guilty of possessing marijuana throughout that drive from Wichita to Leon? I
Yeah.
presume it started in Wichita. Maybe I shouldn't presume.
Yeah.
it started- Okay.
Yeah, it started in Wichita.
Okay. All right. Well, I will accept your plea, sir. and
His
find-
credit, he was sitting in the back though. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. His girlfriend drove the tires off that bitch. She would not let them out of the car, by the way. He better be careful what he's saying. You know, he's trying to get the weed charge taken away from her, but
Right.
he keeps saying she wouldn't let us out of the car. It sounds like, false imprisonment or something. He's gonna get
You guilty of count 1, possession of marijuana,
possibly.
and I will dismiss per your plea agreement the count 2 paraphernalia. Mr. Regier, recommendations for sentencing?
Your Honor, pursuant to plea negotiations, the state is not recommending a fine. The state is recommending 120 days underlying, 12 months reporting probation, as well as a drug and alcohol evaluation. And there is the issue of KBI restitution, which my understanding does apply in this matter.
Okay.
Butler County's
So
got some
you're
good looking
recommending
inmates, huh?
120
Hell
days, no
yeah.
fine, but $400 KBI, court costs of $158. Okay, Mr. Patterson, recommendations?
Judge, we would ask the court to adopt the recommendations. And I did have one question. I don't believe I received a copy of the KBI analysis. Are we certain that that was completed and received by the county attorney's office?
Mr. Regier, can you address that?
No. He's froze up. He's froze up. Is he all right?
Creed framed?
Yes, Your Honor, and I do have a KBI lab report in the file.
His brain had reset.
As well as the $400 fee.
He needed a recharge. No, so Sally Port is an area where like you come in and you go safely into a restricted area, we'll say.
If you've ever watched any of our videos where people are getting arrested, we're doing body cam videos.
Right. Yeah. When they're
you'll see
getting out of
them
the
coming
car.
into the Sally Port. You'll
Right.
sometimes see that on there.
Yeah.
They're
And
bringing them in.
sometimes it can be a person's name as well.
Good old Sally Port.
under KSA 28-176.
All right, so if you could make sure you get a copy of that over to Mr. Patterson, please. Sounds like, Mr. Cadell, you're not taking any issue whether it was marijuana or not. You're pretty confident it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident it was marijuana. It wasn't no synthetic drug or nothing like that. It was marijuana, and it wasn't very much. It was maybe at least a gram, if that.
number one stuff, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Patterson, did you have anything else you wanted to say on the issue of sentencing?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cadell, at this time, I am going to order that you receive a sentence of 120 days in the Butler County Jail. Credit for any time you may have served. I don't know if you did or not before you made bond, but 120 days with credit. You will not be given a fine, but you do, under Kansas law, have to pay the KBI lab $400. They call it restitution.
Okay.
And your court costs will be $158. They'll tell me what kind of work you do.
As of right now, I am currently unemployed.
Okay, how long have you been unemployed?
About 5 years.
And are you unable to work physically?
No, I'm able to work. It's just my background tends to, really not let me get a good job.
You're saying you have a felony background that interferes?
Oh, yeah. I got quite a few felonies on the record. I mean, about 30.
Look at Darren's face right now, too. I'm just saying that. Tiny Piggy, member for 2 months. Love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Right now, I'm currently unemployed for 5 years. 5 years of unemployment.
Got that weed money, though.
Well, the necessities creep.
FYI, StreamYard is on my end terrible today. Remember when we had this issue before when you click it takes forever for it to come up.
It's like it's sticky.
And then it skips about 4 or 5 for me. So annoying. Going to be a long day. This kind of thing only happens when we got 4 or 5 streams a day.
2 of them, but that's nor here nor there.
You have 32 felonies on your record?
Yeah, when I came from California, I had 28 felonies and 2 strikes.
Oh, well, all right. I was going to say, okay. Geez, I can understand why you might
son,
be
he's right there. He's right there.
I mean,
he's about to be one more thing, and he's going to be permanently unemployed because he's going to go prison the rest of his life.
He almost might have tried to get jobs. I seriously.
I mean, there's work for guys like him. They're building houses and putting on new roofs all the time. Grass has to be cut.
That's true. Grass does need to be cut.
Land has to be scaped.
But the paper mill, my friend, oh, hell no.
Okay. I'm
He
going
only
to
applies at
waive your
daycares.
attorney fees
Nobody will hire me.
since you're not employed, but I'm still going to order that you get out there and get a job as a condition of your probation. So keep trying, at least a part-time.
I'm fine.
Taco Bell or someplace like that. I want you working, doing something constructive with your time.
Yeah, I understand.
Somebody's got Taco Bell on their brain.
12 months. It will be supervised by court services. So that's going to add a $60 probation supervision fee.
Okay.
All standard.
I'm very itchy, Your Honor.
Apply.
What's wrong with them tacos?
You're expected to pass UAs and hair follicle tests if they think you need them. You'll need to get a drug and alcohol evaluation.
Ooh, I got a really good question.
Let's see how big.
Hair follicle test. What if you're bald?
Great question.
They take like a pube.
I don't know. Yeah, does that work? Leather and lashes. That was before he left California, and he racked on another 4, I guess.
And he had two strikes.
Yeah.
28 felonies. I'd love to hear his record. It sounds impressive. It seems like a typical California record, but that's he's put into work. He's got a body of work.
Big a problem if any you have, and if you have a problem, we need to address that.
Yep.
I'm going to order that you pay at least 1/12 of the total due each month.
Okay.
So make sure you're out there finding something legal and productive to make at least 1/12 of the total, and you're looking at $400, $550, $8. Yeah, so make sure you get that taken care of. Call your probation officer as soon as you leave
Okay,
here.
Do you have a number for the
I
probation?
I
out there?
do. It is 316
316
322
322
4153.
4153.
Right, and they'll
All
tell
right,
you.
do I ask for anybody specific?
No, just tell them you're there to report for probation. Give them your case number of BU 2022 CR 221.
Case number BU
BU for
22.
Butler, and then
Uh-huh.
2022 for the year it happened. CR for criminal, and then 221. You were the
And
221st
SC for
case
scratchy.
filed, so now you know our
Okay.
system. Okay,
All right, thank you.
and make sure you do everything you're supposed to, because you don't need any more time against you.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Oh, and I'm gonna order that you stay away from the people in that car that was in that chase.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Regier, do you know the names, or can you
Well-
look those up?
One of them is my girlfriend right now, currently, Sarah Grapper.
Oh, sucks for you.
Is she the one that's on charges?
Sarah Grapper.
She's the passenger that was in the back.
Judge, hold on, sir. Judge, I would just tell the court that yes, there's a 22 CR 415 case where she is charged with the exact same charges that we just finished here with. I am appointed, but I need to withdraw, Judge. I believe I'll have a conflict.
He's
She's
getting out
currently set
again.
for April 3rd is what I've been told.
This
So
guy's
Judge,
like,
just to
Your Honor,
make
I'm
sure
not-
we're all set for April 3rd, if the court
Kick
will
me
allow
out
me
of
to
every
withdraw on
case,
that
please.
case and have a new counsel appointed.
he pulls
Thank
out constantly.
Okay, Savannah, could you make a note, both in her file and his, that on this date, Mr. Patterson is allowed to withdraw because of a conflict?
Yes.
And please, before that court date, as soon as you can, appoint Joshua Andrews, if he can take the case for that April date.
Darren's party, isn't it?
Darren's
Another
like,
one, man.
another one
And
bites the
is it
dust.
not already a condition, counsel, that they have no contact as co-defendants in a drug case?
I have not looked at the bond conditions, Judge, so I do not know.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
they
thinking that-
didn't
I'm-
mention anything like that to me when I bonded out or nothing like that. Like,
Well, I'm thinking if you read your bond sheet, I think that's a standard
She's
condition.
sitting across the table from him.
I'm pretty
eating
sure
right
my
now.
bondsman would have told me about that if it was.
We had sex last night, Your Honor. I mean, I couldn't have been more close to her than I was then. And also, only thing that's closer than that is when Mikey looks into the camera and he says them beautiful words. Great frame. That's right. Make sure you don't forget. Members only tonight, 5:30 Eastern on the main channel. Will it be a crude frame? Ta-da. So close. We're right here. We're right here at the end. We're right here.
On a day that StreamYard doesn't start properly.
I couldn't even get it. I couldn't even turn it on.
I barely can get comments to come up. I've been trying. It's so annoying.
Because I missed court. And then,
I see that. I see
yeah.
that.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, Mr. Regier.
I have retrieved the appearance bond that appears to have been signed dated back December. It does stay under condition of bond, quote, the defendant shall not have contact with co-defendants directly or indirectly.
Oops.
Oh,
And what number
Oh,
is
shit,
that? Is
yeah.
that 4, standard condition 3 or 4? Let me see.
I believe it's standard condition 3, then there
1,
aren't
2,
numbers
3.
per se,
Okay.
but that
I
does
see.
appear.
Yes, if you'll go back, Mr. Cadell, and
I would
look
love
at
to.
your bond, your
Uh-huh.
appearance bond that you and Hot Rod bail bondsman
Hot Rod!
signed, Kelly Nail
Thank you.
or Kelly
Yeah.
Pickering.
Thank
It
you,
says conditions of bond, and then it's got 1, 2, the third one down, as Mr. Regier said, the defendant shall not have contact with co-defendants directly or indirectly. So it sounds like you're telling me that you and your
He did not.
co-defendant
You
have
missed
been
that?
I
violating that
thought he just
conditioning
did
of
too,
bonds.
Jack's mom.
So I don't want you
Okay,
to
I
answer
thought that too.
any further.
I
Don't say
thought that
anything further
too.
on-
I went back.
And
That's
what number
45
is
seconds.
that?
I
Is
just went
that
back.
4?
He'll go
standard
to his
conditions
nose, and then
4?
he'll
Let me
put his hand
see.
here,
I
and he
believe
goes
it's
to his
standard
mouth.
condition 3, then there
1,
aren't
2,
numbers
3.
per se.
Okay.
but
Carefully,
that's-
Marilyn.
Yes, if you'll go back, Mr. Cadell, and look at your bond, your appearance bond that you and Hot
so
Rod Bail Bondsman
gonna go to the nose.
signed, Kelly Nail or Kelly
Yeah.
Pickering. It says conditions of bond, and then it's got 1, 2, the third one down, as Mr. Regier said, the defendant shall not have contact with co-defendants directly or indirectly. So it sounds like you're telling me that you and your
Oh, we didn't go back
co-defendants
far
have been violating that condition of your bonds. So I don't
It's
want you to
45
answer that any further. Don't say anything further on that, as I'm sure you're.
Because she was there when they bonded me out the second time.
Just let it play.
Why'd they have to bond you out a second time?
Because I missed court. And
There it is.
then
There's the
I
pit.
see
Okay.
that. I see
Yeah.
that.
All right. So
With this
Your Honor,
finger,
if I may,
right.
Yes, Mr.
and there it
Regier.
is.
Oh,
I
The eating
have
of the booger.
retrieved the appearance bond.
That was it.
per se, but
Nailed
that's-
it.
you guys are very.
Yes, if you'll go back, Mr. Cadell, and look at your bond, your appearance bond that you and Hot Rod Bail Bondsman signed, Kelly Nail or Kelly
Yeah.
Pickering. It says conditions of bond, and then it's got 1, 2, the third one down, as Mr. Regier said, the defendant shall not have contact with co-defendants directly or indirectly. So it sounds like you're telling me that you and your co-defendants have been violating that condition of your bonds. So I don't want you to answer that any further. Don't say anything further on that, as I'm sure your attorney would say. But don't have any more contact until the court approves otherwise.
Okay.
All right, because that'll get you in violation of your probation, and that will get her revoked on her bond.
Okay.
So I guess
He
we'll
looks
let
over
it
and
go
tells
with
her.
that. Anything else I need to cover, counsel,
Right,
on this
yeah.
case?
Two more items, Your Honor.
Okay,
Oh God.
First, I believe the court had ordered a payment schedule of 1/12. Does the court wish to set a beginning date on that?
yes, I do. Let's have the first payment due the end of April, the last business day of April 2023. and
Any
the
chance
last
he's not
business
staying
day
at
of each
her
month
house right now because he
thereafter.
doesn't have his own place?
Thank you, Your Honor. And secondly,
I would say that's
just to
pretty
be, I'm assuming that it is still considered proper courtroom etiquette to not eat during a court hearing.
What?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Mr. Cadell, I didn't see you eating.
Yeah, I kind of
I
had
saw
some.
some other things that were inappropriate.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, smoking a cigarette and yeah.
Smoking a cigarette, eating, lifting your shirt and scratching on.
Oh.
Let's remember, we're in a court of law, whether it looks like a traditional courtroom or it's not.
Yeah, I apologize to everybody.
I get
If
real
hadn't
nervous and
been
rub one out, Your
distracted,
Honor.
I probably would have gotten onto you a little more about that. So thank you,
Yeah,
Mr. Regier, for bringing that up. Anyone else on here?
Uh,
Take heed that those are things we don't do in a court of law. And Mr. Regier, anything further?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Patterson, anything further?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Too sweet.
All right,
True.
Mr. Cadell, thank you for your cooperative spirit, and I hope that you're just as cooperative with your bondsman, or I'm sorry, your probationer,
That's it, right?
or your probation.
Yeah, that's it.
I love that. He goes after him for the eating part when he's sitting there. He was smoking, scratching, eating boogers.
When she said eating, I thought she was going to talk about him eating that booger that time. Just then.
I guess not.
Boy.
Jesus.
Yeah, he is real. He's a straight laced kind of guy. Seems like a lot of fun at parties. Mr. Regier seems like he'd be a barrel of fun.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Oh, I'd imagine. Yeah, he must be amazing.
Nothing but good times with him.
Good times, good times. Very quickly, we'll just do 5 minutes, just because.
Okay.
Oh,
I live on East Main Street. Yeah, I stay clear of all that disgusting chaos that's down there every day.
Oh.
Each one of them are trying to get an inch on the other.
An inch?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
But I did no harm to nobody. I didn't touch nobody.
Well, if you need an attorney, you can apply for one or you can hire one.
I don't need no attorney.
Okay.
He's got a hell of a cranium.
I'll release you on the condition you have no contact with Troy. You understand that?
What's that?
I'm going to release you on the condition you have no contact with Troy, and you not have
Okay, that's fine.
and you not have any weapons. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You'll be set for trial here. So you'll have, if you don't get an attorney, you'll have to represent yourself. Okay.
My God, could we get
All
any
right.
brighter in that courtroom?
So I'm being released and then I'll have a court date, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Like in a TV
All
studio.
right, thank you.
My God, it's bright in there.
Is that Sue?
That's a lot.
All right.
Yeah. She's like,
Oh my God, I love it. Oh, I
Sue
love it.
hates him.
Oh, that's too
Hates him.
funny.
Something must have happened at some point. He yelled at her.
I had to have. Did you guys see that? That's how it always is.
Well,
with
behind the
Judge George.
scenes, he made a complaint about something she did or something, or he's just not. Wow.
That's too funny. I'm so glad I just caught that. Oh God. All right. Well, thank you guys. The nose picker. It should be the nose picker scratcher express or something. Anyways, Gary, Deb, just Deb, Sally Port, Nancy, J. Fabe, Lisa B, Bye, and Sally Pod. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. One more programming note: main channel 5:30 this evening for members only. Not tomorrow. Not in its normal time tomorrow. It's 5:30.
Tonight. That's right. So make sure you're there for that. For all that, we'll probably do some spooky stuff. More than likely. 99% chance. Make sure you're there for that. That joke. She says something about, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the interview from last night. If you didn't get to see it, it's up on the main channel. Go back and check it out. A classic from myself. And there's Mad Cave. He's done at work.
Nice.
Signed out at the Sally Port. So go back and watch that. It was a great time. Hope you enjoyed it. Also, tomorrow, Florida Friday, from top to bottom. We got a Case will be Florida Friday edition, and then we got a Chase Florida Friday edition. So we'll see you for that.
You
Except
know
for
what?
Craig, you won't be here.
I can see Judge George doing that soon. Like she brings in a nice baked dish, something for him, something, and he's just like,
I'm on a diet.
Right. Totally. I just love all you see is her hand and it's just gone.
Duh.
Not even a
not
you.
See you on Wednesday. Nothing.
Nothing.
Out.
I want to know.
Out. Hard out from Sue. You guys stay safe. You guys stay hard. You guys stay tuned. Top guys doing top guys things because we're better than you and you know it. No U-turns. Oh, it's going to let me end it?